I went to a source this week who I thought would know, and I said, "Is this number right?" And they said it's more. So it's higher than I even thought. And so
Wow.
I wrote it this week. It's in the double digits of millions of dollars per year. It's more than they've ever paid a Jets coach. He has a huge, huge, huge commitment to Aaron Glenn that it's hard for me to envision him bouncing him after a year and paying that contract for he's a 5 year contract, 4 more years of that contract. I just can't see that happening.
Hello and welcome to Gangs All Here. My name is Ryan Sampson. That's our Jets beat writer Brian Costello, and that's my guy Frankie Vitariti from U Stadium. Today is Friday, October 24th, Week 8 for the New York Jets, who are 0-7 to face the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, face an old friend in Joe Flacco. We'll talk about that matchup a little bit, but really what we're going to break down is the mystery at quarterback that no one has any idea who's starting at quarterback for the New York Jets. Maybe Aaron Glenn doesn't even know who's starting at quarterback this week. We'll break that down. We'll discuss Woody Johnson's comments with Coz and get his takeaways from that. But it's going to be a nice jam-packed episode of Gangs All Here. But before we get to any of that, I'll start with Coz. How you doing today on a Friday? Has it gotten tired and old yet covering this Jets team this season?
No, they're still interesting, Ryan, somehow. They've still been interesting. Obviously, the owner made it interesting this week, and uh, it's going to be if they get a win, I actually think they become a lot less interesting.
Mm.
For this is from a beat writer perspective, and from it's like, okay, they're just another bad team. As long as they have that zero by their name, I think they're an interesting team.
Frankie, are you feeling the same way Coz is about if they get the win, they're less interesting?
Yeah, I agree with that. I told you guys last week. This has been a great season. I'm having a blast. Every week there's something to talk about. I feel like we're making headlines as a team. I mean, it's listen, the season from a team perspective, guys, it's been disappointing, but what can you say? I mean, it's Aaron Glenn's first year and he'll have probably another year, right? So it takes time. We have to be a little patient.
Yeah.
Seriously, we actually do. Like there comes a time and a place. I get we're 0-7. I get everyone's all up in arms. I am obviously fans are. We got to relax. We need to take a chill pill. What did Aaron Rodgers say? Relax. Everyone relax. Go take a vacation. I'm
Take a
going to
vacation from
Aruba.
watching this football team.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
mean,
what it needs to be right now.
yeah.
Look, I agree with you, Frankie, and we'll get into it in Gang Sounds Off about the quotes and sound from Woody Johnson this past week about the team. But I do want to start, fellas, about the quarterback situation. Cause, look, I don't understand the game Aaron Glenn is playing right now by not stating who his quarterback is. It's really not an advantage. The Bengals really, I don't think they care who's at quarterback because they know it's not going to be pretty for the Jets, especially if Garrett Wilson's going to be out this week, which all looks of
Yeah.
he's going to be. So, one, who is the starting quarterback in your sense this week? And two, why is Aaron Glenn playing this game right now?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if it wasn't Tyrod Taylor, Ryan. Like shocked, shocked. Like the most shocked I've ever been. Probably shocked. Like that. Like you start with how Justin Fields has played and what we've seen, particularly in the last 2 weeks. So from a logical football decision, it's like, okay, we got to try something else here, whatever that. And so that you go Tyrod there, and then you go to what Woody Johnson said on Tuesday, which he buried Justin Fields. And how do you go? How do you then go? Okay, Justin, you're starting again Sunday. Like that's a tough move. I think Aaron Glenn. I think Woody's comments may have played a role in this like subterfuge. I don't think Aaron Glenn wanted to come out Wednesday and go, Tyrod's the starter and make it look like Woody made the decision.
Mm.
I think that might have been it. So that's the only thing I can come up with because, this might work if you had two like really different style quarterbacks, like that they had to prepare for. But the Jets have said like one of the things they love about Tyrod is he and Fields are similar players in terms of style. Like we heard that before Tampa. I was like, oh, we don't have to change the offense because they both are mobile quarterbacks and they both do have similar skill sets. So, Al Golden, I don't think is losing sleep this week in Cincinnati over whether it's Tyrod or Fields. So it's a little, I mean, some of the people are chuckling about it around the league. Like I got some texts of just like, I think it just kind of makes Aaron Glenn look like a rookie coach again because it's just like, what are you doing? But look, if they win Sunday, he'll look like a genius. So
Well, look, I'll react quickly to that. It doesn't look great, to be honest with you, and it kind of makes this team again look like a mockery. They already are a mockery of the league. Being 0-7, this doesn't add anything in terms of, hey, we're being really secretive about who our quarterback's going to be. All I know is watching this team and watching the film and seeing the stats. You got two quarterbacks here in Fields and Tyrod that just love to hold the ball, that don't take chances when they should. And really, ultimately, this passing game isn't going to go anywhere this weekend, even against a bad Bengals defense, because you're missing your number one wide receiver in Garrett Wilson, and you didn't address the wide receiver position in the offseason. Frankie, your thoughts about how the Jets are handling the quarterback situation this week?
I mean, when's the last time, Kaz? I think this we could start trivia a little early. When's the last time the Jets didn't announce who the starting quarterback was? I was telling Ryan, I'm like, we can't do the over-unders because we don't know who the quarterback is.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, I can't remember any time when they've done this.
Was this 2 years ago with Saleh, with Simeon, and
No, he announced it.
He did?
Sometimes they would, a lot of times they'll wait till Wednesday, which is fine. But like because Wednesday's the first practice, so they usually announce because like what interests me more in all this is like how they actually are handling practice.
Yeah.
Because I get the sense they're not like there isn't a number one quarterback right now. Like they are splitting reps and stuff, and like he's trying to really carry this out. So
why go splitting quarterback reps?
Because Ryan, if Tyrod
competition,
Taylor,
right?
This is how this works, right? This is how the sausage is made. If Tyrod Taylor came out and got all the reps on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, Thursday. Player X who plays for the Jets tells his agent Tyrod's starting. Then that agent calls me, pick your beat writer, whoever they want, says, hey, yeah, Tyrod's the starter. And we report. Sources say Tyrod Taylor is the starter. I know a lot of times fans think the Jets leak stuff, right? The Jets don't leak stuff. Jets, it's a lot of times it's third hand from an agent or something like that. So if he did that, if he just had one guy taking the reps, we would know who the starting quarterback is right now. I'm pretty sure. So I think he actually has been playing this out of like they're both getting reps, and I'm not sure the team even knows who's going to start a quarterback on Sunday. I'm not positive on that, but that's kind of the sense I've gotten this week.
You think Aaron Glenn hasn't even told the team who he plans on starting?
No, I don't think he has. I mean, maybe his coaches, but I don't think the players know.
Do you think that's a little ridiculous?
Yeah, I do. I mean, and I could be wrong. Maybe they know, and but like, it's kind of hard to keep secrets in the NFL. Again, not that like these players are calling me and telling me, but if they tell their agent, or they tell someone, and they tell a former teammate or a former coach or something, you'll usually get back to somebody in the media. Right. That's how this works. A lot of times those quarterback things will come out as soon as the coach tells the team meeting. Someone in the team meeting texts somebody who texts somebody, and then it comes out. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm curious about that, how he's handling that.
Kaz, Glenn said that he knows who the starter is going to be, though.
Yeah,
right?
He knows. Yeah, I'm imagining Tanner Engstrand knows. I'm imagining the coaches know. I don't know if the players know. Frankie is my point.
Okay, yeah. But he's putting it out there where they're splitting reps that nobody really.
So
he didn't tell.
He did not say that. Justin said that, and I believe Tyrod said that too. They're splitting reps. Now, there's a little bit of a technicality here where Tyrod has a knee injury, so he was limited.
Yeah.
So like, does that mean Justin Fields is getting three? Like, if you're missing like one rep, that you're limited. Yeah, right. So like, is Tyrod sitting for one period because of his knee, and Justin's getting those reps? I don't know. The answer to that question.
When do you think we'll know?
Sunday morning, I imagine. I imagine somebody will tell somebody Sunday morning, and then it'll
kind of leak out a little bit.
It'll be on one of the morning shows or something, or if they keep it secret past that, then we'll know when they line up for warm-ups.
Okay.
Unless he puts two quarterbacks out there in warm-ups and like really carries this out.
Imagine he comes out with two quarterbacks. Who's going to take the first snap, everyone? That'd be actually cool. Line up with two quarterbacks. Why not?
Well, the wise ass in me, I'm sure you guys saw the exchange Wednesday where he said, "We'll have a quarterback," right? That was
Yeah,
his answer.
yeah, yeah. That was your question.
The wise ass in me wanted to say, "Oh, so you're trying something new this week." You know.
Would have been a good one, Cos. And again,
Yeah, I've already gotten enough attention from my press conferences with I don't need any more.
you know what? 0-7, 0-7. Keep going at him. Keep going at him because he deserves it, and I think he brings it on himself at this point. Look, I know Frankie was talking about patience before. We'll get into his job status later on, but this quarterback situation really just isn't. It's not a storyline that needs to be there, in my opinion, and I think there is no feelings lost if you went in and said Tyrod's the starter. There's no harm here. The Bengals are going to prepare the same way. Again, quarterbacks that hold the ball too long, we can get sacks and pressure on them. We can force them to make bad throws and interceptions. They're not going to take shots downfield because they don't have legitimate weapons if Garrett Wilson's out. This offense is not scary, fellas. That's the reality of this situation. And by Aaron Glenn choosing not to name the quarterback here, all this really is him making a mockery, I think, of this Jets team. And I think maybe I'm being too dramatic, but I take offense that it's like you're not fooling anyone here, and it's pathetic at this point.
I don't think it's I think that's strong, Ryan.
It is, but it's the truth, though. That's what he does. It's what he does here.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying something. I think it's silly. I don't really think it's like, in the end of the day, I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but I also don't think it's like hurting them terribly either.
Yeah. Fellas, I want to switch here because look, there's been this narrative of should the Jets go 0-17 to secure that top pick. They're 0-7. They're staring at 0-8 in the face because the Bengals offense is legit. We'll get into that preview again in a little bit, but I do want to play a little bit of win-loss with you fellas because I'm terrible at this and I want to hear your guys' opinions on this. The schedule is not as easy as everyone thinks. Everyone's looking at the Jets and circling them as a win right now because of the way they're playing. So I do want to play win-loss with you going through the schedule and if you guys actually have them at 0-17 the rest of the year. So I'll start with the Bengals game. Is it a win or a loss this week? I know it's early predictions here, but I want to know, is it a win or loss for both of you?
Kaz, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead, Frankie.
It's another loss. They're not going 0-17.
Okay.
I don't think we're going 0-17. It's hard to go 0-17, man. It's not easy. And this team's got enough talent where I don't think they're going to go 0-17. But I think it's another loss. I think those two receivers out there, we still don't know Sauce's status, right, Kaz?
Sauce isn't playing, Frankie. I mean, they haven't declared that, but like,
yeah,
there's like 5 steps of the concussion protocol,
I know.
and I haven't seen him outside one. Like the last step is there's 2 steps where you have to practice non-contact, and you have to fully practice. There's only 1 practice left, so he's not going to be cleared by Sunday.
True. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Raya and Kaz, I don't think they're going to be able to guard those 2 guys on the outside. And if Wilkes wants to keep playing man, he loves playing man. He's kind of played a little bit more zone, which I kind of liked the last couple of weeks, but we're not going to win on Sunday. I don't know what you guys are going to pick, but I'm not picking them to win. But I also don't think they're going to go 0-17.
Okay.
I think this is a 2-3 win team, guys.
Well, let's see if we ended up with
2
or 3 wins after we go through the schedule. Kaz, you got the Bengals win or loss?
Win.
You got them beating the Bengals. Okay.
I do.
Kaz did pick them to beat the Panthers and the Broncos. Okay. I think he's trying to find that win for the Jets right now for everyone.
Well, that 0-0. I'm picking them.
Yeah. Okay. So I got them losing to the Bengals. All right. So then they got
Ryan
the bye.
Doesn't have them winning a game, Kaz.
Yeah.
I know. We flipped roles here.
You guys did.
Then they got the bye week. That's a loss. Because I'm sure
the bye week's a win, right? We're not.
No, they're probably going to trade players at that point. Can't wait to see what happens then. Okay, here we go. Week 10 against the Browns. Frankie.
You know what? That's a win for me. First win of the year.
Guys,
win.
That's a loss. Week 11 at the Patriots, Thursday Night Football.
That's a loss.
Frankie lost. Okay, at the Ravens.
Week 12. Loss.
Frankie?
Yep, loss.
Okay, week 13, home against the Falcons.
That's a win.
Jeff Ulbrich comes back to town.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a good
win.
one. That's a good one. Ulbricht's going to be out for blood. But Penix, I'm going to give him a win there, Ron.
Both you guys have them at 3 wins at this point.
I have
Fascinating.
Two wins,
Frankie
right?
has two.
Frankie has 2. Okay. Home again. Mind you, I have losses for all these games.
We know what you're doing. We know where you're going.
Home
Mine's
against
on
the
whole
Dolphins, week
This is-
14.
This is the one Ryan has to go first on. Right.
Week 14, they get their first win of the season against the Dolphins.
Oh, confetti.
Yeah, I agree. Win.
I have a loss there. He can't coach against McDaniel, assuming he's still going to be there. But
Week 15 at Jacksonville.
Loss.
yep,
Week 16 at the Saints. Not an easy place in the Superdome, no matter who the team is.
I have a loss there.
I'll go loss because I give them some wins here.
Week 17, home against the Patriots.
L.
Here's my shocking win. Beat
Mm.
the Patriots at home.
Gosh, you got him with 5 wins here. What are we doing?
There you go. Right?
No
He has a
way.
4. No, 4.
No,
Got 5. I'm at
5. He's at 5
Wow.
wins right now because he's got them beating the Bengals this week.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
And then
There we
week
go.
18, they're playing the Bills, who, mind you, are fighting with the Patriots now for the division.
Loss.
Yep.
Okay, so Frankie, you have them with 4 wins.
No, I'm with 2. 2 and 15.
No. You have. Oh, it's
You
right.
had
You
more
have
than
them
that,
losing
Frankie.
to
Did the Dolphins?
Yeah.
You had the Browns, the Dolphins,
No,
No, I had the Browns and the Falcons. That's it.
and the Dolphins. Oh, you did
nah,
Dolphins.
he
You
didn't pick the
lost, right?
Dolphins. So
Yeah.
Frankie's got him at 2 and 15. Kaz has him as a 5 and 12.
5 and 12. Here we go.
I have them at officially 1 and 16 this year for the Jets. 1 and 16. You can convince me 2 and 14 if they can beat the Saints, but that's about it.
So your only win is the Dolphins.
So
Yeah.
let me defend my stance here a little bit, right? Because I think the last 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
if they had any semblance of an offense, would they have won those 2 games?
Definitely
talking about,
one
like-
or two. Definitely
Yeah,
one
The
or
definitely-
two,
Panthers,
for
Panthers, and
sure.
Broncos, would they have won those games if they had?
I think they would have
Any-
beaten the Panthers,
that-
yes.
They lost to the Broncos by 2, and they were at the 50-yard line with a chance to kick the game-winning field goal.
Yep.
Like, I think they win those 2 games if they had any semblance of offense. Now, I don't think the defense can play like that all season, but I do think Tyrod can operate a functional offense. I don't think he's going to be great, but I do think he can operate a functional offense. I think they can win some games with Tyrod. That's what I'm banking on.
If he stays
So-
healthy.
I was
He
about to
stays
say
healthy,
that.
and I do think Fields could benefit from some time on the bench, clear his head. Like, he's messed up right now mentally, right? Like, he just looks
Totally.
confident shot. Maybe he gets away from it. If he has to come back in 3 or 4 weeks, he's in a better place. The
Bottom
Steelers
line,
game happened. The Steelers game happened. He does have that in him. It does. He does. It happened. I watched it with my own eyes.
yeah, but he's never been able ever in his career to recreate like on a consistent
Consistently,
basis.
I know.
Yeah.
But, like, can he do that twice the rest of the season? Like, if he has to play?
Well,
Can
you're
he do that against the Miami Dolphins?
okay.
and
So
against
this
the New
brings me
England
to,
Patriots.
this brings me to the point that I'm ultimately trying to make, fellas. If they're 0 and 13, 0 and 12 going against the 0 and 13 against the Dolphins, don't you kind of want to lose that game at that point? You have to play the tank game. You can't be playing for we need moral victories at the end of the year. I saw what the New York Giants did a couple of years ago, missing out on Jaden Daniels by getting a BS win against the Colts. I know they have Jackson Dart and they're hoping he's the real thing, but Jaden Daniels went to the NFC Championship game last year. Like, you can't miss the opportunity to have the top pick at this point. I know what everyone's going to say. It's too early. You can't be thinking about that, but that's BS. I've seen you, Kaz, and everyone else tweet out the Tankathon tweets. They are officially in Tankathon mode. Like, that is where the Jets team is at, it feels like.
Where was Jaden Daniels picked?
Pick 3.
2.
2. Sorry, 2.
Who's the last number 1 pick that's really worked out?
Maybe
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, but he has
No, he hasn't
out.
worked out. Come on, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been close to it.
He's
I'd
one of
give
the
you-
highest
I'd
paid
give you
quarterbacks
Burrow.
in the
He's
NFL. You know
suitable,
that, right?
but yeah,
I give you
yeah.
Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
and even
It's-
he
I
has
mean,
not stayed healthy, so it hasn't even been to the Duke. But he got them to the Super Bowl, so I'll
Got
give
them
you
to the
Joe
Super
Burrow.
Bowl.
Yeah,
But like, go through Bryce Young, Caleb Williams is a little. It's a
TBD.
little early. It's a little early, but Bryce Young,
Trevor Lawrence got one of the
Kyler
highest,
Murray.
but Trevor Lawrence got one of the highest contracts ever. I know it hasn't been great, but like
But
He's
what
been to a
they have
playoff
no,
game.
but you don't care about what he's getting paid if you're a fan, Ryan. Has he gotten them to the Super Bowl?
No, he's
Have
gotten to
they
the play.
sniffed the Super
Yeah.
Bowl?
I mean,
So
again,
like, and Trevor Lawrence was considered Peyton Manning, John Elway
correct.
He
when he came out,
was.
right? Like, so
Correct.
that is a different. And so, like, but like Baker didn't work out. Jared Goff didn't work out for the Rams. Got them the Super Bowl, but didn't fully work out. So
Yeah,
like
Winston,
the number
Luck,
one pick,
yeah.
just my point, Ryan, is just having the number one pick. I get it, increases your odds, but like it doesn't mean you're like okay, you're in the Super Bowl in 3 years if you have the number one pick.
I'm
So
this team
you just
is
gotta get the
far
pick
from a
right.
Super Bowl.
You just gotta get the pick right. Like I think that like that's the like it looks like Drake May looks like a good pick right now, and he was
Yeah.
third. So like I don't think the Jets are going to be picking 12th. They're going to be picking in the top five.
5 wins, though, not going to be the picking in the top five.
Ryan, I'll say
They'd be
this.
close, right? Yeah, they had 5 wins last year. They were 7. Yeah, so they'd be in that area.
I'll say this regarding the number one pick. I think when it's all said and done, I think the kid out of Oregon, Dante Moore, I think he'll be the number one pick. He's so talented. I think as the process plays out, he'll be the number one guy. And I think we could settle on Mendoza, which would fit here. But we don't really know yet. But to Kaz's point, there really isn't a guy. And even if there was a guy, I mean, like, you got to identify someone if you're picking second, third, fourth. We just have to hope the teams that are picking in front of us, if it's Miami, they're going to look at a quarterback. People are thinking Tennessee's going to be up there. They're not going to look
They're
at a
not going to pick a
quarterback, but they
quarterback.
might trade the pick. So I
Well,
think
I think they're more than moral victories too, right? I think Glenn needs some wins to build confidence within the team and him.
he
I
does.
think you're 0-17. Like, how are you selling your program still? And I get it. 2 wins, 3 wins doesn't mean much, but they need the place is getting um they're in a bad place right now. Like the building has that feel that I felt so many like plenty of times before. Like players are angry, coaches are angry, staff members are angry, the sellers are angry. Like everyone's in a bad place. Like I get moral victories don't appeal to fans who are looking at draft picks, but I do think the players could use some feel good, and Glenn could definitely use it to enforce his program. Like he's trying to build something. At some point, you got to win to reinforce that. And so I do think winning some games would be important for this team.
Kaz, one quick question. How much do you think of what Woody Johnson said actually like
Hang
affects
on,
the
Frankie.
players?
You're going ahead of me, buddy. I'm trying to produce
Frankie
a
wants
show
to be the
here.
host.
I know, Frankie, my man. Like I'm going to gang. This is literally my transition
All right.
into
There
Aaron
you go.
Glenn
No,
and
no, I'm
and,
just
and
I'm
what this
I'm
situation is. So look,
all
we're
right.
here at the gang sounds off. So look, Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields were at the point of Woody Johnson's comments this week, speaking after the owners' meetings. And part of what Woody Johnson said, saying it looks like Glenn is turning around part of it. It's hard when you have a quarterback with the rating that we've got. He has the ability, but something is not jiving. If you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you are going to see similar results across the league. You have to play consistently at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season. What Johnson goes on to say, if we could just complete a pass, it would look good. You have to convince the team that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have a game that you can win. You can't run the ball if you can't pass the ball. That's football 101. I do believe in Aaron, citing his relationship with him, and then said, I see the way he handles the room. If I were a player, I would respond to him because he's the real deal. There's no BS. There's no second agendas. What you're hearing is the truth. A lot of times players don't get the truth. That's a lot of gobbledygook, which we heard there. And then basically, are they responding behind the scenes? Says, yes, I think they are. So look, Kaz, I do want to start there with his comments about Aaron Glenn saying he's turning parts of it around. We all knew this was going to be a tough task for Aaron Glenn to try to take on this Jets job and eventually, quote unquote, turn this huge ship in the right direction. It has not gone in the right direction whatsoever, but Woody seems to see that there's parts of it that are turning. What is your sense on Woody Johnson's confidence in Aaron Glenn?
Yeah, I think he has a lot of confidence in Aaron Glenn. He picked him. So like he picked him, whatever it was, 10 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever. So to me, when Woody Johnson speaks, and particularly like in season when he speaks about football, he's echoing what he's hearing in the building. So clearly he's being told by Aaron Glenn or Darren Muji or both or other people that, hey, this isn't a coaching problem. This is a quarterback problem, and we just got to get the quarterback right, and things will be fine. So that was my takeaway from it. He shouldn't have said it. He's not wrong, obviously, about the quarterback play, but he shouldn't have said it. You don't crap on your players like that. And Justin Fields has not played well, but he seems like a pretty good guy. I think, he's working, so I don't see the benefit of saying that. Woody was trying to, I think, stick up for Glenn, but he really, put his foot in his mouth with that one, I think.
Well, look, I agree. Frankie and I talked about this a couple days ago. I am of the sense your owner shouldn't come out and ultimately say what he said, especially when you have an entire other locker room who see those comments as well. That an owner is out there bashing supposedly their leader in the team and the offense and Justin Fields. It's just a bad look, and I don't
Yeah.
understand how the rest of the locker room can really like feel great about that. And look, it's a terrible situation. This Jets franchise, like they are again. I keep saying the mockery of the league. That's what they are, and they keep doing it to themselves. The owner, though, can't help himself by saying these comments. It just puts them in the situation of when does the circle and the deep hole of the dysfunction stop? Like I want off the ride. Like I can't keep doing this every week and every day where the coach, the quarterback, the owner, no one seems to have a grasp of how they can fix this and get this right. Like, is it ever going to turn the right way under Aaron Glenn's regime?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question, but I think there's maybe I told this story before. Many years ago, the Jets played in Kansas City. This was the probably like in the middle 2000s before Mahomes, but they were already good, right? They were Andy Reid and Alex Smith. They were pretty good. And on my flight, there was a man in like all Jets garb, clearly a Jets fan, and his son was in all Chiefs stuff. So I talked. I often talk to fans at the gate, and I'm like, how that happen? So he goes, my boys were Jets fans. And he goes, but the day after the butt fumble, he goes, I told them both, pick another team. You can pick any team you want. Pick another team. He goes, he picked the Chiefs. So he's a Chiefs fan. So I'm like, oh, well, that's good fathering there. Right? So I almost think there needs to be an amnesty for Jets fans. I know it's frowned upon to abandon your team and go, but maybe an amnesty day for Jets fans where they can pick another team if they feel like you, Rye, if they're frustrated.
Cos, what I was going to ask is, I think what fans like Ryan and myself, what we're worried about is this owner really not giving a proper message that potentially could affect players we want to bring in the off season. I know
Yeah, that stuff
it's
that
overblown, right?
you
That's
guys
like,
worry about that stuff too much. Yeah, players.
yeah, yeah,
Some players are aware of the comments, and we're just kind of like, "What the hell is he doing?"
yeah,
Like, kind of,
yeah,
but then there's other
totally.
guys, younger guys. Don't I don't think you were even aware and care. And honestly, like if you're talking about free agency, there's only one thing that matters. They can talk about anything else. And like you might have to pay a tax. Like you might have to pay a tax. I'll give you that. Like I think you paid a tax on Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So, but if you pay pay a guy enough money, they're coming here. It doesn't matter. They don't know the owner and situation. I think the owner situation is more for the players who are currently here. And like, there's a guy like Quinn Williams kind of just gets fed up with this whole thing but that kind of thing. But I really don't think it has that great of an effect on people other than Justin Fields. Aaron Glenn, it put Aaron Glenn in a very hard spot. I thought, that wasn't easy. He had to answer for it. He had to deal with the quarterback fallout. But for the most part, these guys are oblivious to that stuff.
Well, look, and the other part of this is he seems to have his confidence in Aaron Glenn, yet all the noise around from fans, like frustrated with Aaron Glenn, the
Yeah,
fact that this his messaging seems to not have been what he said earlier in the preseason, it hasn't come to fruition in terms of I want a product that Jets fans are proud of. No one
yeah.
is proud of this product. This is garbage, hot garbage. It's all it is. So he seems to be confident. He says there's parts of it that are turning around. Does that mean that we're getting year two of Aaron Glenn, no matter how they finish this season, even if it is 0-17, 1-16, whatever it be?
So I think there's always a chance that something happens, like, but it's very minimal, like 2%, 3% chance. I talked to some people this
Mm.
week, and I think I mentioned it before on podcasts. Like I've heard a number that Aaron Glenn's making, and it's a lot of money. And I went to a source this week who I thought would know, and I said, "Is this number right?" And they said it's more. So it's higher than I even thought. And so
Wow.
I wrote it this week. It's in the double digits of millions of dollars per year. It's more than they've ever paid a Jets coach. He has a huge, huge, huge commitment to Aaron Glenn that it's hard for me to envision him bouncing him after a year and paying that contract for 4 he's a 5 year contract, 4 more years of that contract. I just can't see that happening. Again, 0 and 17, you never know. You never say never, but I really I really make it it's a very, very, very small chance that he's not back next year.
It makes sense. Frankie, your thoughts on what Kaz is saying here about a very small chance of Glenn coming back? Glenn not coming back.
Not coming back in.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm in the camp of Woody invested so much into finding this guy. Like
Yeah,
even the
that
amount
too.
of yeah, even the amount of money he paid Ryan and Kaz, the 33rd team. I mean, it's not about money for him, but it's about time and effort and they
Well,
went
it's
through a
about
pro.
money too.
No, I actually think it is, Cause I do. People are like, "Oh, this is like $20 for you and I, or
No, no,
whatever."
no, no,
It's like,
no.
no, no, like they care. Like he doesn't want to
Yeah.
take like a $15 million hit, in terms of who he paid, at the 33rd team. Also, that's like a sunk cost for him. Yeah, it is about money too, but money aside, I don't think he wants to put it out there. Maybe there's some pride there that he was wrong. I mean, this was his guy, and I think people didn't react properly to a degree in terms of what he said at the owners' meeting in the realm of it seemed like he was backing up Aaron Glenn. He's talking about
Yeah.
hugging the guy, like he loves this guy, he
Oh,
believes in
that
him.
was
The
that was his
players should
intent.
believe in him. Yeah,
That was clearly his intent, Frankie, was he was trying to
definitely.
back Aaron Glenn. He
Yeah.
did it in a poor way because he trashed somebody else doing it. But yeah, that was clearly his intent.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And I,
he came out, the first thing he said was, if I'm a player, I would believe in that guy. It's like he's telling everyone, like, he's the guy. He's an
yeah.
honest person. And to a degree he is. Like I agree with what he was saying there. But yeah.
Look, it looks like the Aaron Glenn is going to be here for next year, and the patience that we have to have as fans it clearly has to be longer than we want it to be. And that's again part of the reason why I wanted to go through the rest of the schedule. You guys see how they can finish up this year, and the point is that they're going to be picking their new quarterback this offseason by all intents with one of the top picks, you would hope, and that Aaron Glenn's going to get his opportunity to truly rebuild this thing. The part I want to flip it forward to is Kaz, how many players are the Jets going to be trading here before the deadline, or are they not going to be trading as many players because they want to build a program here? Like, what is that level of balance that they're
Yeah.
trying to figure out right now?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be guys traded. I'm not sure how many, Ryan. What I've heard is it's really about what they can get in return, more than anything else. So it's like, they're willing to trade guys, but they're not just gonna give them away. So what's the price for Brees Hall? Right? What kind of pick can you get for Brees Hall? I think if they get what they're looking for, he's gone. Um, I think guys like Michael Carter, like if they can get something from Michael Carter, they'll ship him out. Jermaine seems like they've told him he's not going anywhere. I wouldn't think they would trade Will McDonald. I think it's too soon there. Um, so I think the headliner will be Brees. Quincy's an interesting one too. What can they get for Quincy? I don't think you're re-signing Quincy after you just signed Sherwood to that contract. The rookie has had some rough moments, but he also played pretty well in London. So do they feel like, okay, we can probably go in the season next year with him? So I think Quincy and Brees are the headliners for me. And then there'll be I think some other spare parts traded away, but those are the guys I'm watching.
I wonder, like, it's not going to be so much a fire sale from what it sounds like, and that they're
No, it's also not baseball. I think
Right.
we always think of
Yeah.
baseball, right? Like you can't just there's not a AAA team they could just call players up from to play the rest of the season. Like you got to go out and play the rest of the season. So yeah, it's not gonna be a fire. And I thought a fire sale would be stupid too. Like you're not. There's no reason to give these players away because there's comp picks too. Like if you feel like what you're getting for Brees Hall is not what you're going to get in a comp pick situation, if you let him walk, then you keep him. And because you're in a tough spot if you trade Brees Hall for the
Yeah.
rest of the
So
season.
I was
Isaiah
gonna say
Davis
that.
and who?
Exactly.
That's
Like
it.
Isaiah Davis, I think is an NFL running back, and I think you can live with him, but I don't know who the second running back is. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. I mean, if Braylon Allen was here, I think it'd be a lot easier for them to move on, but he's not. So yeah, it's a tricky spot.
The one player I do want to bring up is Quinnen Williams. Do you think there's a potential there that they could trade him? Because he is a guy that, again, like you said, has been going through it in terms of
Yeah,
been here through all the losses and been all the despair and dysfunction.
Quinnen's a hard one because of what can you get for Quinnen? So I think Jets fans who watch every game appreciate Quinnen, think, oh, maybe they can get a one for Quinnen. You're not getting a one for Quinnen Williams. He doesn't sack the quarterback like that. The players who get first round picks on defense affect the quarterback more than Quinnen does, like Micah Parsons and the edge rushers. So would the Jets take a two? Would they take like a two and a four or something? I don't know. I don't know what they could get for him. It's an interesting one. Um,
They're
he's
they're
a very good
missing.
player.
Well, the reason I asked too is because there are missing a third round pick this year because that's going to the Eagles for the Hassan Reddick trade. So, do you try to again? You need more picks. Like
Yeah,
this,
you need more
this talent
picks.
needs roster. Like this roster needs talent.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the element that I don't know, and none of us know is I think Aaron Glenn has to be in the field right now. Who do I want on this team in 2026? Who do I really like? He's going to say publicly he's going to praise everybody, but privately, who does he really feel like is an Aaron Glenn guy that he wants part of this team? Because I don't think they did a great job this year of bringing in their guys. Like when I saw Jarvis Brownlee play in London, right? That first game was in London, right? When he played, and I
Yeah.
saw him how aggressive he was, and he forces the fumble, he blows up that screen pass. I'm like, oh, I was like, that's what they're looking for. And there are not a lot of guys that play like that on this team. So I think this offseason is going to be all about bringing in Aaron Glenn guys to this team. And I don't know, is Quentin Williams one of those guys? He might be. He might not be. I think that's the hard part of this evaluation is figuring out what they think of these players privately, because I think they're going to ship out guys who they don't feel like are, building blocks of their program.
It's certainly something we'll pay attention to over the coming weeks before the deadline, and how the Jets balance that and choose what players they want to move. Quincy Williams should be back this week, right, Cuz?
He's returned to practice, so yeah, I would think because they have to activate him fully, but he was around. Like I noticed in London, he was working off to the side with trainers, so that's like 2 weeks ago. So this isn't like the first time he's been on the field, so I would think there's a good chance he's back on Sunday.
Certainly something Jets fans can actually have some positives toward this defense that's played well. They're going to have their tough matchup this week against the Bengals and that passing attack from Flacco, Chase, and T. Higgins. Fellas, let's go to trivia. I want to stump Kaz here. The Jets are 16-11 all time in the regular season versus the Bengals. Kaz, the question for you, though, is what Jets player has the most rushing yards in a single game versus the Bengals all time?
Does it include playoffs?
No.
Oh, you can't not include playoffs.
I knew it because I knew you were going to get it if I included the playoffs.
But it's one of the greatest rushing performances in the history of the Jets.
That's right.
I'm protesting this question.
How can you protest the question? It's a regular season game. It's not a playoff game.
Freeman McNeil is the answer. Freeman McNeil's the only answer.
It's not Freeman McNeil. It's Curtis Martin, who had 196 yards rushing in September 12, 2004, in a 31-24 Jets victory. He also added 3 catches and a touchdown reception as well. 2 touchdowns for Curtis Martin. I say this question and answer because I want the Jets to run the ball with Breece Hall, throw the ball to Breece Hall, use him. He's really good, guys. He's talented. It'd be great if we get him the ball early and often because look at the Jets in 2004. Do the same thing with Curtis Martin. I'm not saying Breece Hall's Curtis Martin, but use him like Curtis Martin if that's how you want to win this football game. All right. Let's go to
Frankie, I'm
over-unders.
protesting. January 9th, 1983, Riverfront Stadium. Let me see where I'm getting to the rushing stats. Freeman McNeil, 21 rushes, 202 yards.
Right, you did him dirty, right?
Regular
Touchdown, one of the greatest
season.
performances in Jets history.
Regular
He's not counting it.
regular season.
That's bull.
Jets haven't made
Not a
the
great
playoffs in
question, Ryan.
16,
Not a great
15
question.
years. I'm not going to be getting a playoff question here. Come on, fellas.
Freeman McNeil. All the old heads out there are with me.
Yeah. Over-unders. Coz was 4-2 last week. Frankie 3-3. So that puts Coz at 24-25. Frankie at 21-28. None of the Jets props are out because we don't know who the quarterback is. They don't even have Breece Hall's rushing props out. That's how great we are right now. So I'll start with some Bengals players and then finish up with anytime touchdown guys. So I'll start with Flacco, old friend, 239.5 pass yards. Joe Flacco. Frankie, what do you got?
Under.
Coz?
Under.
Okay.
All right.
Then we got Flacco, 1.5 passing touchdowns. Coz?
Over.
Frankie?
Piggybacking right there. Over.
Okay. Then we got Jamar Chase, 85.5 receiving
Wow.
yards. I'll start with Frankie.
It's a big number. I'm gonna go under.
Okay. I don't know how that's happening. Coz?
I'll go over.
Yeah. T. Higgins, 55.5 receiving yards. Coz?
Under.
Frankie?
Over.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're doing, Frankie. Fellas, give me an anytime touchdown scorer for this game. I'll start with Frankie.
Oh man, if they score a touchdown, right? It's I'll.
It could be Jets or Bengals. Doesn't have to be a Jet, by the way.
It could be anyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Jet this week. You know what, guys? I have a feeling.
Haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks, mind you.
I have a weird feeling, guys. I think Arian Smith scores his first touchdown this week.
Wow.
I do. I think Tyrod's gonna be back there. He's gonna get a nice little.
Get on that.
Yeah.
Well, look, he should have had a touchdown last week if he could catch. He didn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
The guy made a nice play. The guy did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that guy got his hand right in there at the end. I'm going Arian Smith, boys. I have a good feeling about this. First touchdown of the year. I mean, he hasn't scored yet. Let's get the Rook involved a little bit.
All right, I am going Breece Hall to get his first touchdown of the season because it just makes no sense to me. If you line up all the things that make no sense about this Jet season, there's a long list. But Breece Hall not having a touchdown on October 24th is insane to me. So Breece Hall scores a touchdown.
Well, I had you guys pick if they're going to win or lose. If you guys want to give me a score now, now's your chance. I'll start with you guys. How are the Jets winning this football game, and what's that score?
Like I said, they should have won the last 2 weeks. They had any offense. Tyrod gets the offense. I'm not saying they're going to be the greatest show on turf, but the offense will be functional this week. The Joe Flacco, I'm a big Joe Flacco guy, great guy. I thought his answer about eating alone this week was hysterical, very relatable to all of us who have kids. So, but he's Joe Flacco. I don't think he's going to have this insane game. They're the Bengals. They got weaknesses on defense. I'm going Jets 20, Bengals 17.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
I'm going to be right one of these weeks.
Frankie.
Guys, I've been hot. I picked 3 right games.
Yeah, you have, Frankie. You're 3-4 on the year now.
Wow. Guys, I'm picking against the Jets again.
Mm-hmm.
I have no confidence yet in anything they're really doing. I do think I agree with Coz there.
No confidence in the defense? The defense has played well.
I gotta,
Panthers
cause this
offense.
is a week I want to see it though. I think when you're playing in London and then last week against Carolina, that the backup quarterback in.
The
I,
Broncos offense was not impressive until the fourth quarter against the Giants this past week. Like
yeah, yeah, it wasn't right. Like, and Denver starts slow usually. Like it takes them about a half, but
and the Panthers offense ain't lighting anyone up.
yeah, cause I want to see it this
Yo,
week.
you realize Joe Burrow is not playing this week, though, right?
Did you see what Joe Flacco did last week?
Against this crappy Steelers defense.
Joe Flacco can still sling it.
He can. He can also throw 4 interceptions in a game. Like you guys know this better than anybody,
Hmm.
right? You
You're
remember
right.
the Joe Flacco era with the
I would
Jets,
take
right?
Joe Flacco on this team over Tyrod Taylor right now.
Cause I do agree. I don't think Flacco's going to have a big game. Like I was always going to throw for 330 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like I'm not there, right? Like
Clip it, Ryan.
I got it.
no, no.
I got it.
He's definitely doing that.
He's definitely doing that, guys. There's no Sauce
Flashbacks
Gardner. Who's
to week
stopping
one.
Jamar? Brandon Stevens? Brownlee? Come on, guys.
Steve
Guys.
Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes. Go ahead, Frankie. Finish up your pick, man. Give
No,
me your score prediction.
I got Cincinnati 21, Jets 14.
Okay.
Normal score right there.
Jets are +6.5. So Frankie's got the Bengals covering in that spot. I'm on the same boat as Frankie. The Jets defense cannot handle this passing attack from the Bengals. They won't be able to stop Chase Brown as well in the passing game. I'll imagine a lot of screen passes to him as well. It's going to be tough for these linebackers to try and get him. And I just don't think the Jets create enough pressure defensively. Like, if they want to get the statue of Joe Flacco down, you're going to need Jermaine Johnson to have a big game this week. And I don't know if that's going to happen just because I haven't seen it yet. And Will McDonald's been kind of MIA in terms of his play. And Quinton Williams doesn't sack the quarterback, like you said, Kaz. I don't see how the Jets get enough pressure on Joe Flacco here. And they can't stop Jamar Chase one-on-one. Even if Sauce was in this game, he would have had a tough matchup here. Jamar is one of the best wide receivers in the game. I got the Bengals over the Jets 28-10. Blowout. That's a show,
Cos, you see
fellas.
this guy?
The Jets have
What
lost.
the Jets
Ryan,
did to him?
completely,
Yeah,
Frankie.
yeah.
I have to be
Lost them
patient,
completely.
right? So the losses are good. Let's tank for that number one pick. Let's all be
Oh
happy.
no, he's in tank mode.
I'm fully in
Oh,
tank mode,
God.
man. I don't even care about the rest of the season. I don't care what happens on the field, to be honest with you, fellas. I only
What-
care about the offseason now.
Well, you got to find topics to talk about other than the Jets. Then
I'm finding them. No. We got plenty to talk about the Jets.
I
We
went
got-
to the Knicks game on Wednesday. That was good. So I gave you guys this fun fact. I'll give it out to the fans. I was thinking about it as I was watching the Knicks win their first game. That since the beginning of football season, which was that September 7th, every New York team has won a game except the Jets and the Nets. And to be fair, the Nets have only played one game. So if the Nets get a win, that's everyone has won. The baseball teams have won, the basketball teams have won, the hockey teams have won, Giants have won, Jets and the Nets.
It's a great time being a Jets fan right now. I feel like that kid outside the stadium. I was born
Do you
into
think
this.
that was staged? Do you think that
No.
was staged? You guys are better at
No,
this content stuff than I am.
Cos, I don't think so.
No, Kaz, we're hurting, man. We're in a bad spot.
I know
right
you're
now.
hurting, but I that some people we were debating in the press room the other day whether that was staged.
No, that kid's real.
I'll
Okay.
say this. I'll ask you a question, Cos. Do you think this is the worst it's been since you've been working for the Jets? Like, is this
Covering the
like
Jets. I don't work for the Jets, Frankie.
covering the Jets?
No,
Sorry.
no, this is not the worst it's been. No.
No?
The Adam Gase year?
So that year, I think the team was worse, right?
Mhm.
There's like some good players on this team. There were like to defend Gase that there was not many good players on that team in 2020. Brashad Perriman was the number one wide receiver going
True.
into the season. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
Frank Gore, Le'Veon was toast. You can say whatever you want about it. He was toast. He did not play well for Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens after he left here. So Frank Gore was your number one running back. Uh, I actually think last year was worse, guys, because
Wow.
it was the expectations were so much higher, and it became such a dysfunctional mess with Salah getting fired and all the sniping that was going on, and and all that stuff. So I actually think last year was worse than this. That last year was pretty bad. The Tebow year was really dysfunctional. That year was really bad. This team is bad. I haven't sensed total dysfunction yet. I do think they're not that's not going on yet. So that to me is always a lot worse when the dysfunction sets in. like it did last year or some of those other years. Yeah, and on the field, I'd say the 2020 team was worse.
Yeah.
This sucks. This just sucks. All right, fellas, that's a show.
The season never started, guys. I feel like we didn't have a season. I mean,
The first three
it's
quarters against the Steelers were good. Was it 26-17, right? Wasn't it?
Yep.
yeah, it
It's
was.
amazing when you think about that game, right?
I know.
That game, like you walked out of that game, you're like, all right, they're gonna be okay. They blew it. They blew the game, but yeah, it's crazy to think about.
It's crazy to think
Do you think
about.
this is this the worst? Do you feel worse about this season or last season? Because I feel like last season I heard from more Jets fans than ever before in my life of like, I'm done with this team.
Hmm.
This ripped my soul out. Like they
Hmm.
really, Rodgers was like the belief, you
Hmm.
know? So is this which worse, this year or last year?
I mean, I'll answer first. It last year sucked the most in terms of like just going through that and seeing that we just can't win with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Which, yeah, this year I'm just we all went in. I think with a little like, ugh, like here we go. Like let's see what this team is. And unfortunately, it's gotten even worse in terms of what the on-field product is and what we're seeing. And yeah, man, like I didn't think I was going to go through this season having to go through a 2 game stretch with them scoring 0 touchdowns. So this just hurts more. And just like in terms of like for me, like how
Yeah.
disappointing it is.
I'll say
Frankie?
this. Yeah, I don't see any light in this tunnel here this year. That's the difference. I think last year we had hope. Maybe Rodgers will come back. Maybe Devontae will stick around. Like you kind of look to the next season potentially as something was going to happen, or we're going to hire a new coach. There was like hope. Now it's like, dang, we're like kind of stuck with this guy.
Well, what
And
about the draft though? Like
I know but like I
the
feel
quarter,
like
you're gonna draft a quarterback. That's exciting.
yeah, it is to a degree, but I just we got to go through this dance again. Like it's like I just don't want to do it. Why are we here? Why?
Yeah.
Like we haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. Like why are we doing this right now? Like we should be like sort of stable as a franchise to a degree where you can make a move or two and then put yourself in a position to make the playoffs. It's like, dang, we're rock bottom. We're like rebuilding like any random, 2-15 or 3-14 team went, It's like, but we went through 15 years of not making the playoffs. We got kind of nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? Like
Huh, I
uh,
hear you. Frankie said rock bottom, Ryan. I don't know.
He
I
keeps
say it
Whenever
saying
you
every
say rock
week.
bottom, the Jets find another layer beneath that rock bottom. How you think it too?
I think he's been trying to say that every week now with the new rock
Yeah.
bottom. And like you said, it's the new layer. So I
The
don't know.
I Were you guys at the Panthers game? Did you guys go?
No, I saw
No,
there was
no,
no
I
one
didn't
there.
go.
Yeah, the stadium was remarkable, right? Like,
Really?
because I know I get the record and everything, but it was a beautiful day, right? It was a really nice day, and it's October, and there was nobody there, and there were a lot of Panthers fans there. I was shocked how many Panthers
I
fans
heard
there
that
are. I
too.
didn't think they existed because I knew with the Cowboys and the Steelers and the Bills, there was gonna be a lot of opposing fans, but I was surprised how many Panthers fans were, and it was just like, yeah, it was just rows and rows of just emptiness in the stadium, and that's in October. So like, what are we looking at? Patriots, there'll probably be Patriots fans for that game, but like Patriots game, Falcons, like the Atlanta Falcons on the week after Thanksgiving, like place is gonna be empty.
It's already
So
empty though. But like that,
yeah,
this
so
is
I can always tell when I drive in how fast I can drive. And
Mm.
like once I get on, I gotta take Route 3. And I used to joke all gas, no brake into the stadium when the Jets were bad, like when Salah was here. They didn't like that joke. So, but yeah, it was like, and so there was nobody there. So yeah, it's grim right now. It's grim.
yeah, and like Frankie said, there's no light at the end of the tunnel here. It seems like we're told to be
I would
patient.
think your quarterback is the light at the end of the tunnel, Ryan. I
We
get
don't know.
right now you don't see it, but like I feel like when you guys get to January, wherever the pick is, as long as it's not, they don't play themselves out of like a top five pick. If you have a top five pick, you're gonna feel like, all right, we'll get one of these quarterbacks. The kid from Alabama, I've heard good things
I
about too.
know
Yeah, he's
Ty
good.
Simpson
Ty
looks really
Simpson.
really good. But I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to get
talked
my
to somebody the other day who said I think that's going to be the guy who's the best out of all of them.
Yeah,
who's
it
someone I trust. Yeah.
wouldn't shock me at all. I'm seeing the same thing with Ty, but kid sat for 3 years and now he's a starter and he hasn't played as many
But
games. So
I think and that's part of this trade line discussion to you guys is the Jets have messed up so bad with when they've taken quarterbacks high with not having a team around them.
mhm.
Sam didn't have a team around them. Zach didn't have a team around them. They got to make sure they have a team around whoever they bring in,
Totally.
and like this guy can't be out there, you know, throwing to nobodies with no protection and getting killed because that to me is just we've seen that recipe too many times.
Kaz, with the offensive line, really quick, do you have any intel there as to like how they're viewing Tippmann and John Simpson? I mean, like I know some fans are not happy with the performance there up front with interiors,
So I
speaking on the
think I
interior.
think Frankie, I think it's hard. I think they're having a hard time evaluating anyone right now in offense
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
how bad the quarterback play has been. So it's like it's hard to go like it's hard, it's just hard to separate what's what right now because everything is so bad offensively. So, I think they need to get like stabilized on offense and then you'll have a better idea of how those guys are playing. But the Simpson got to stop committing penalties though.
Totally.
You're not even the personal foul. You had the personal foul, but then he also had a false start
Yep.
later that moved him back. Like, so he's got to stop with the penalties.
He's also struggled in the passing game, in terms of pass blocking.
But
So
again, but they all are right. Like I don't know. It's like the passing game has no rhythm whatsoever right now. So I
yeah,
think that's affecting linemen. It's affecting receivers. It's affecting running backs. Like someone said to me last week, they're like, "Oh, Mason Taylor is not as good as everyone thought he was." Right? And I'm like, dude, I'm like the guy. No one can throw him the ball. And so
Yeah.
and then Tyrod came in and Tyrod threw him the ball like right away. Right? And I'm like, there it is. I was like, I'm like, I think he's good. But like, how the hell can you judge him right now with the way the quarterback play has been? I'm having a hard time. Everyone's getting a pass in my view right now because the quarterback play has been so poor and the offense just has had no rhythm. So let's see if they can just kind of get functional, and I think then you'll have a better idea of everyone on offense.
yep, yep. I don't know anymore. Uh,
Come on, Rye, we
no,
got to get you back up, man. You
no,
were
they
all
killed me.
pumped up for the season. Come on,
You
it's
have a
not even.
basketball team, Ryan?
No, I
Yeah.
don't like basketball. I'm a hockey fan.
Who's your hockey team?
Unfortunately, it's the Rangers who stink right now. So,
Oh,
Do they really?
yeah, they're bad.
Hmm.
And the Yankees look like they're going to repeat the same damn thing next year. And yeah, away we go. All right, fellas, that's an episode. Sports in New York, darkness. Jets are right there on the top. I guess
I feel
enjoy
like
the
we need to give out like a depression line number or something.
go spend your Sunday watching something else is my best help for all of you. Don't watch
Go
the
pumpkin
Jets.
picking,
Yep.
take the kids out, right? Yeah.
Yep. That and also who wants to spend the money to go to the game? That's the other thing, Cos, when you asked before, like it's a lot. It's a lot of money.
It's a
And
lot. It's a lot of effort. Yeah. You know what's crazy is like the weather's been awful for MetLife for a lot. Like it seems to always rain, but this year has been great. The
Been
weather's been
great.
great, and I feel bad.
it's the only thing that's been great at MetLife. All
Yeah.
right, guys, that's it. That's a show. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good weekend, everyone.